schedule for the first technical session. We are already joined by the first guest speaker, Professor Simon Petter. Ladies and gentlemen, Professor Simon Petter is a grassroots Global University UK, a Vice Chancellor, a Deputy Reigning Monarch of UK Global Vice Chancellor, Professor, Researcher, and Archbishop IT Consultant, Climate Change, Solutions Consultant, Certified Global Mentor, international speaker with versatility in different fields of life. Professor Simon is a Deputy Reigning Monarch, Deputy Head of State, United Kingdom. Professor Simon is Vice Chancellor, Grassroots Global University, UK. He is Global Visiting Professor to World Leadership University, Zimbabwe, International Internship University, US and India. Professor Simon is a Professor of Peace and Conflict Resolution with Yeshua International University, United Kingdom. And he is a Vice President Foundation Way, CZ Group LLC, UAE. It's really honored and privilege to have Professor Simon Petter this evening with us. Sir, on the behalf of the Cape Cameroon Trust, Tamil Nadu, India, and Government Degree College, Kulgam, an affiliated college of University of Kashmir from Jammu and Kashmir, which is the North, Union Territory of our country, India. Sir, I welcome you on the behalf of both co-hosts. So this is the evening time in Kashmir. We have around 28 degrees Celsius temperature, and it's highly pleasant weather. Sir, I welcome you again, and I request your good self for the speech. What do you, Professor Simon Petter?
Okay, thank you very much. Firstly, I will appreciate the organizer of this wonderful program, and that is my dear sister and every other organizer, the moderator. I appreciate the privilege given to me to be able to speak and present my presentation this afternoon from Nigeria. So I'm greeting each and every one of us from India. I'm saying namaste to everybody. I'm also greeting others that are from other countries by saying good afternoon from here. I am speaking directly from Nigeria. Today, which is this afternoon, I remain HRM Professor Simon Peter Olushola Beleye, and I am speaking on artificial intelligence in education. So today we shall be looking at the application of artificial intelligence in education. Firstly, we have our course outline. The first course outline is talking about knowledge and understanding, meaning at the end of this course, the secondly, they will be able to have intellectual skills. I mean, they should be able to apply the skill of what they've understand the principle and guidelines to synthesize solution. Understand transferable skill. I mean, solving problems, evaluating our outcomes, and so on and so forth. So those are the getting at the end of today's program. Now, firstly, I'm going to tell us about areas Number one, AI, which is artificial intelligence, is actually applicable in search engine. When you want to make a search, AI is applicable. Those are the areas we need AI for any search function or search command. You know, anyone that is a programmer Anyone that is a programmer, you know you search command is included in most applications that we are developing for people. Then search is one of the most crucial areas which AI is very, very required to be included in, especially in education industry. And the second area is machine learning. Machine learning under search, there will be machine learning, NLP, vision, and planning. Under logic, after that we have logic. Those are the areas that we need artificial intelligence. Machine learning, vision, robotics, knowledge representation, and expert systems. We need artificial intelligence in all those areas. Now, let us move to the next slide. What is artificial intelligence? Now, before we can discuss about inclusion of artificial intelligence in education, we need to understand what artificial intelligence itself means. What do we mean by artificial intelligence? And my analysis in this slide and the presentation will give us a lot of understanding about artificial intelligence. I have put together some questions we need to ask ourselves so that we can understand the concept of artificial intelligence. Number one question is, does artificial intelligence actually mean making that think? Can we say the making of computer that think? You know, when you are making a computer that can think like a human being. So that is part of what artificial intelligence means. Another one, the automation of activities that we associate with human thinking, like decision making, learning. Like you want to learn, you now do a kind of automation of activities. If you can automate activities that we associate with human thinking, human decision making, human learning, like the chat box. You know, a chat can speak to you on behalf of an organization. So we have tried to associate automation of responses through chat responses. Like we associate it with human thinking, that it will be able to think like human beings. Then another one is that the art of creating machines that perform functions that require intelligence when performed by people. When we have the art of creating machines that perform functions which require intelligence when performed by people, then that is artificial intelligence. Then we can also say the study of actual mental faculties through the use of computational models. Like maybe we want to embed actual mental faculties through the use of computational models. I still move and continue on what is artificial intelligence. Is it the study of computations that make it possible to perceive, reason, and act? Like if you do a kind of computation, creating a kind of perception, reasoning, and action through computation, then we are talking of artificial intelligence. A field of studies that seek to explain and emulate intelligent behavior in terms of computational processes. Like if you want to explain intelligence or behavior of human intelligence in a computational form, and we are still talking of artificial intelligence. A branch of computer science that is concerned with automation of intelligent behavior. A branch of computer science that is concerned with the automation of intelligent behavior. anytime we need to automate. I can remember some years back, the time we, as a Microsoft Gold partner, that time we are trying to deploy Microsoft Dynamics CRM to bank headquarters in Lagos, Nigeria. And then there are some things that we automated with, there is something we call dialogue in Dynamics CRM. We do it, we use some programming like JavaScript or whatever to code automation so that whenever they receive a client or a call, automatically it will record the call and give response to the client. So it's all about contact solution. So now, anytime we are trying to automate intelligent behaviors of human beings, then that is part of computer science and meaning an artificial intelligence. So a branch of computer science that can automate intelligent behavior is what we call artificial intelligence. Or another one is anything in computing science that we don't yet know how to do properly. Can we say that that is artificial intelligence? Maybe something that we don't, we are yet to know how to do it properly. Artificial intelligence can come in that way. Then I still come again to say what is artificial intelligence in the next slide. Number one, let us think about thoughts. Thoughts. I want to classify artificial intelligence based on thoughts or define it based on thoughts. You know, when system thinks like human beings, we are referring to thoughts. You understand? When a system begins to think like human beings, or when we make a system to think like human beings, and that is artificial intelligence. Another way, when we make system to think rationally, if a system can think rationally, then that is artificial intelligence. In terms of behavior, when a system, behavior means action. When a system can act like human being, that is artificial intelligence. And when a system can at the same time act rationally, that is artificial intelligence. Now, I want to move to another step, another slide, which is systems that act like human. That is, we are using Turing test. Some people may not know about Turing test, but many people that do remote job or whatever, they will understand what we mean by Turing test. Now, under Turing test, there is something I'm using as a case study that they use. The art of creating machines that perform functions that require intelligence when performed by people. That is Kurzweil. That is quoted by him. That is one of the definitions by Kurzweil, that the art of creating a machine that perform function that requires intelligence when performed by people. Like there are some functions that it is people that are performing it. It requires serious intelligence. Then the study of how to make computers do things at which at the moment people are better. When you make computer do things that make people better, then that is the definition of Rich and Knight. Then I now move down to systems that act like humans. Systems that act like humans. For example, now, you enter a room, I'm in the next slide now. You enter a room which has a computer terminal. I'm now in the next slide. You enter a room which has a computer terminal, and you have a fixed period of time to type what you want into the terminal and study the replies. At the other end of the line is either a human being or a computer system. So if it is a computer system, at the end of the period, you cannot reliably determine whether it's a system or a human that is responding to you, then the system is deemed to be intelligent. So we call it an intelligent system that acts like human being. And you know, I move to another one, system that acts like human being, the Turing test approach. Like now, I'm on the next slide. There is something we call Turing test approach. A human questioner cannot tell if there is a computer or human answering his question via teletype remote communication. You understand? When you are asking question, you are answering question, you don't know whether it is human that is responding. So the computer must behave intelligently to prove that it is human being that is actually responding. Mind you, we are talking of artificial intelligence acting like human being, making a system act like human being, making a system think like human being. Then we are talking of intelligent behavior when you want to achieve human level of performance in all cognitive tasks. There are some cognitive tasks that you want, anything that deals with brain or mentality. Then you want to achieve human level performance in all cognitive tasks. I'm still talking about system that acts like human. I move to the next slide. These cognitive tasks include, number one, natural language processing. You know, it requires a cognitive task to process a natural language. That is if you are communicating with human being. And under this course, we are looking at how do we make a system to cultivate or to process natural language. And this is happening in our days. We can actually make a system to act or process natural language if we want to communicate with human beings. Then there is another one we call representation, knowledge representation. When you want to store information effectively and efficiently, then when you can make system to do what? To represent that, to store information effectively, to store information efficiently, then you are engaging artificial intelligence. When you are automated reasoning, meaning you are trying to retrieve and answer questions using the stored information. When you are trying to retrieve, that is example of a search box or search engine. Information has been stored in a database, and you are using a search command to do what? To or answer a question using the stored information. Another one is machine learning. It's a cognitive task. Why? Because you want to adapt to a new circumstances. You are training a computer to do that. So the total Turing test includes two more issues. When you are writing Turing tests, there are two more issues that we need to include in the next slide. The first one is computer vision. Number one, you'll be able to perceive objects. When you go through Turing tests, they want to test you whether you see the object or not, whether you perceive the object or not. And number two is robotics, to move objects. That is the acting. The first one is the acting aspect, when you are moving an object. Based on what I've explained so far in the next slide, what is artificial intelligence? I still come back to it again and say thoughts. When we want to specify from thought, I still say that system that thinks like human and system that thinks rationally. When you can make a system to think like human and you can make a system to think rationally, then such system is an artificial, we can be said to be intelligent. So then it is an artificial intelligence. And behavioral aspects, when you can make a system act, that is talking of action and rationality. So when you can make a system act like human or make a system act rationally, then that is artificial intelligence. I think we should be able to get a very good definition from this slide I'm talking about. So in my own combination of both, I can say artificial intelligence is a process of making systems think and act like human, and at the same time making systems think and act rationally, meaning combination of thought and behavior. If you can make a system, a machine, a computer to think like human and behave like human, to think like human and act like human, then if you can at the same time make a computer to think rationally and also act rationally, then that is the full definition of artificial intelligence. I move to the next slide. We are still talking of systems that think like human, cognitive modeling in artificial intelligence. Mind you, I am trying to use different modes, different methods to explain better to us about artificial intelligence. Number one, human as observed from inside. When you can observe human being from inside, from the inside, mind you, we are engaging our brain. So when you can observe, like let's say a system, you create a system or a machine or a program that can observe human being from the inside. How do we know how humans think? That means we need to use in our introspection or psychological experiments to know that this is how human is thinking. You know, the psychologists, they may tell you what you are thinking in your heart. We are trying to know what is going on. How is this woman behaving or thinking? Then under it, we must have what we call cognitive science. Cognitive science. So that we can understand woman or study woman from the inside. Then the exciting new effort to make computer think, like machine with minds in the full lateral sense. That is what Ujlan said. Then Bellman also said his own, the automation of activities that we associate with human thinking, activities such as decision making, problem solving, learning. That is what Bellman said. I still move to the next slide, repeating our definition. What is artificial intelligence? I still go back to the slide. This says thought-wise system that can think like human and at the same time think rationally. Then the same system can behave or act like human and at the same time act rationally. So how do we talk about a system that thinks rationally? That will take us to the next slide, which is going to tell us about law of thought. There is something we call laws of thought. We need to know and understand the laws of thought before we can make or program a system to think rationally. Now, humans are not always rational. You know, human beings, they are not rational. You know, when we say, can we define rational? When we say rational in terms of logic, you know, system can follow logic. Like in programming, there is something we call logic gate and so on. Logical if or if not, if or else, and so on and so forth. You understand? There are some logical concepts. That is what we mean by rational. A system can easily behave rationally or think rationally but human beings don't always remain rational, but they act. So logical approach is often like logic cannot express everything, e.g. uncertainty. There are some uncertainty that logic cannot express. Logical approach is often not feasible in terms of computation as well. In terms of computation, logical approach is not feasible. It needs guidance. Guidance. So, and the study of mental facilities through the use of computational knowledge. Also, the study of the computation that make it possible to perceive, reason, and act. That is by wisdom. So, what is artificial intelligence? Next slide. And this same artificial intelligence remains a system that thinks like humans and at the same time think rationally. Then a system that acts like human and at the same time acts rationally. Now, we are trying to let us understand rationality. How do we know systems that act rationally? I move to the next slide. Let's mention rational agents. Now, when we are talking of rational behavior, what do we mean by rational behavior? Doing the right thing. Doing the right thing. When they say a system that is actually doing the right thing, when you program a system that to do the right thing, there are some times that we program some robots to emulate forest trading analysis. So there are sometimes the robots will not do the right thing when there is a kind of change in trend in the market. You understand? Maybe I program my robot to continue to play straight when the trend is or the signal is saying buy, and the robot will continue to buy, we continue to buy, we continue to buy. But when economic activities influence a change in trend, the robots will not be intelligent enough to understand that economic activities have changed trend. So the robot that has been programmed to continue to sell will continue to sell. And at that time, when the trend of the market has changed, the investor will begin to lose. Meaning that the robot that we program for that forex trading is failing, is not behaving rational. Meaning it's not doing the right thing. So then we have to change that kind of robot and add additional behavior, like a rational behavior, ability to do the right thing at the right time, ability to understand that market trend is changing, ability to pause. Like when it is 9:15, for example, when it is 9:15, a robot should be able to pause and experience what the news is saying, the economic news is saying. And when the economic news is saying, it's changing trends, because the news always affects trend in forex trading. I'm trying to use forex as an example to explain what we mean by rational behavior. You understand? So we can program a system to behave rationally, to consider when to switch to the right thing or the wrong thing, when to leave the wrong thing and switch to the right thing. So when we can program a system to do the right thing at the right time, irrespective of external environmental factors, then that is artificial intelligence. What is the right thing we are talking about? That is what we expect to maximize our goals and our achievements, given the available information. Like, for example, now, in a forex robot, now, my goal is to make profit. And when the robot is behaving otherwise, and it's making me to lose, then it's what we are actually talking about. Rational. So when something is rational, that system is working or doing the right thing. There are still a lot of areas that we need to explore scientifically about about including rational behavior in artificial intelligence. That we always get accuracy or we always have the right behavior, the right attitude, the right action being done by the system that we program. So past losses and past losses from forex trading has made us wiser to say, let us leave this level and let us begin to observe. Let us train a system or code a system or make a program that will observe economic trends. When there is a change in economy, then the robots will be able to behave rationally. So now another one is when giving answers to questions, that is acting, that is behavior. When a system gave the wrong answer. We are talking of the right answer, that is artificial intelligence. So when let me move down. Let me complete the lecture, and we are going to give time for question and answers. So I can see some people raising their hands, but after the lecture period, then there will be time for question and answers in case we have anyone that want to ask questions. So then I don't care whether a system replicates human thought process, make the same decision as human, uses purely logical reasoning. So we don't care, but it must, whether it is doing that or not, the system must be able to behave rationally, must be able to do the right thing. So I move to the next slide. System that acts rationally. When we are talking of system that acts rationally, we cannot put out the word logic. We cannot put out logic. When we talk of logic, it means part of a rational agent, not all, not totality of rationality, but part of a rational agent. Just part. Sometimes logic cannot reason a correct conclusion. You understand? So that's why we said it's part of it. At that time, some specific human knowledge or information is used. So thus, it covers more generally different situations of problems, meaning it compensates the incorrectly reasoned conclusion. And that is why at times when you look at ChatGPT, logic cannot reason a correct conclusion. So we are still talking of a system that can act rationally. I move to the next slide. Let's study AI as a rational agent. Study AI as rational agents. Why? If you want AI to maximize its full potential, then AI must be studied as a rational agent. Now, especially in education field, in learning environments. So we need to study AI as a rational. If I said rational, so
Excuse
there are
me,
two.
Dr. Simon.
Ma?
Excuse me, Dr. Simon.
Yes, ma'am.
Please off your video. Your voice is stuck sometimes. So you can off your video.
Okay, ma'am.
Thank
Okay, ma'am.
you.
Thank you very much. Okay, thank you, ma'am. Okay. Now, as I'm saying, okay, ma'am. As I was saying, so there are two advantages when we are studying AI as a rational agent. When we are studying AI as a rational agent, there are two advantages. Number one, it is more general than using logic only. So, like when you make AI a rational agent, it is not based on logic reasoning alone. It will carry more general knowledge because it will have logic plus domain knowledge. And it will allow extension of the approach with more scientific methodology. So, with more scientific methodologies. So, that is why we need to study AI in a way that it will act as a rational or rational agent. Then, what do we mean by rational agents? I move to the next slide. An agent is an entity. What do I mean by agents? Entity that perceive and act. Agent is an entity that perceived and at the same time acts. Not that it will just act, it will perceive first before it acts. Then this course is about designing a rational agent. A rational agent. I'm trying to emphasize on rational agents because that is the aspect that has not been utilized or maximized in artificial intelligence in learning environment or education environments. So abstractly, an agent is a function from percept histories to actions. If I said there is a formula, we said F equal P to A. Now, when you look at it, we are talking of a function, the function from perception history to action. So when we say the function of perception, P is representing perfection, F is representing function for better understanding, and A is representing action. So the function from perception to action is a rational agent. For any given class of environment and tasks, we seek the agent or class of agent with the best performances. So computational limitation make perfect rationality unachievable. So that is why we have to design best program for given machine resources. So I move to the next slide, artificial. Number one is rational agent. Now we are talking of an agent. We talk about an agent. Now we talk about artificial. Anything we call artificial means something that is produced by human act or human effort, or something that is originating naturally. That is artificial. We talk of intelligence. Intelligence is the ability to acquire knowledge and use it. Maybe I can acquire knowledge and I can use it. That is Pickford and Bohr. I quote that from them. Ability to acquire knowledge and use it. Artificial is something produced by human being. So how do we now define AI? We can now define artificial intelligence as the study of ideas that enable computers to be intelligent. The study of an idea that enable computer to be intelligent. Another one, AI is the part of computer science concerned with design of computer system that exhibit human intelligence. That is from Coincides Oxford Dictionary. The part of computer science concerned with design of computer system that exhibit human intelligence. Now, from the above two definitions, I move to the next slide. We can see that AI has two major roles. There are two major roles for AI. Number one is study the intelligent parts concerned with human. When you can develop a system or build a system or build a program that can study the intelligent part that is concerned with human being, a system that can study the intelligent part that is concerned with human being, then that is one of the role of artificial intelligence. And secondly, if a system can represent those actions using computers, if a system can represent those actions using computers, then that is role of AI. Then I move to the next slide. What is the goal that we want to achieve in AI? What is the goal of AI, of artificial intelligence? Number one, the goal of artificial intelligence, especially in education, is to make computer more useful by letting them take over dangerous and tedious tasks from human beings. Yes, that is number one goal. When you make computer to take off human dangerous and tedious tasks, there are some tasks that are very stressful. There are some tasks that are very, very stressful. If not for artificial intelligence, like our chat bot and so on and so forth. Now, is it every time you will just be getting human being to be attending to client customers every time? And some customers, their questions are similar. You get an agent attending to them every time. How many clients are you going to attend to? So you understand? So when you can make a computer more useful in such a way that it is letting them take over dangerous and tedious tasks from human beings, then you have achieved one of the goals of AI. Another goal of AI is to understand principle of human intelligence. When you can make system to understand principle of human intelligence, then that means you have achieved another goal of AI. Now I move to the next slide, the foundation of AI. The foundation of AI. How does AI come into place? How do we just jump into artificial intelligence? No. It started with philosophy. It started with philosophy. We can know we have some philosophers. At that time, what they do is that they study human intelligence and begin with no formal expression. And at the same time, they initiate the idea of mind as a machine and its internal operations. So philosophy is one of the foundation of AI. Another foundation is mathematics. Mathematics formalized three main area of AI. Mathematics formalized, that's the next slide. Mathematics also help to formalize the three main areas of AI, which are, number one, computation, logic, and probability. You know, there is no way we can succeed in artificial intelligence without computation. And there is no way that we will not engage in logic and probability. Now, computation always leads to analysis of problem that can be computed. You understand? Anything you are computing, you are analyzing the problem. That is complexity theory. Then we also have probability. That one contributes the degree of belief to undo uncertainty in AI. Then decision theory. That one combines probability theory and utility theory. That is bias. So now all this computation, logic, and probability are part of the foundation of artificial intelligence. That is part of mathematics. Then another foundation of, in continuation to foundation of AI, we have psychology. The next slide, psychology. How do women think and act? How do think and act? That is what psychology wants to talk about. The study of human reasoning and acting. The way woman is reasoning, the way woman is acting. It started from psychology. You know, in psychology of learning, we have the cognitive domain, which is basically specializing on reasoning, human reasoning. You understand? And now, when psychology is teaching us about human reasoning and human action, then that is one of the foundation of AI as well, because it provides reasoning model for artificial intelligence. So it will also strengthen the ideas. Other animals can be considered as information processing machines. So that is part of foundation of artificial intelligence. Another foundation of artificial intelligence is computer engineering. That's the next slide. Computer engineering. Computer engineering is also part of foundation of artificial intelligence. How? Number one, when you are trying to build efficient computer, that is part of the foundation of AI. When you provide the artifact that makes AI application possible, that is computer engineering. When the power of computer make computation of large and difficult problem more easily, that is computer engineering. So artificial intelligence also has contributed its own work to computer science as well, including time sharing and the linked list data type and OOP. That is object-oriented programming. So all these things are part of the foundation of artificial intelligence, both computer engineering and computer science. I move to the next foundation of artificial intelligence, and that is control theory and cybernetics. How can artifacts operate under their own control? That is one. And the artifact adjusts their actions to do better for the environment over time. Or they adjust their action based on objective functions and feedback from the environment. So not limited only to linear system, but also other problem or language, vision or planning. So all these things contribute to the foundation of artificial intelligence. And I move to the next foundation, which is linguistic. That's the next slide, linguistic. There are some linguistic aspects that we need to understand better. For example, understanding natural language. That is part of linguistic. Is part of the foundation of AI. When we can understand natural languages, different approaches has been given or adopted from the linguistic work as well. Then formal languages, syntactic and semantic analysis, then knowledge representation. Those are part of foundation of AI. Now, the main topic in AI now. Number one, I move to the next slide. Artificial intelligence can be considered under a number of headings. Those are the main topics that we want to talk about in AI. Number one heading is search, which can include game playing. Search. I told us search is a very important and paramount aspect or command under AI or programming. Then number two headings in AI is representing knowledge and reasoning with it. If you can represent a knowledge and at the same time you can reason with the knowledge, then is a very good topic in AI. Planning, when you can plan, when a system can learn. Natural language processing, when a system can process language naturally. Then expert system and interacting with the environment, and that is through vision, speech recognition, and through robotics. But we won't have time to go through all these topics. So now I want to move to some few topics. What are the advantages of artificial intelligence? What are the advantages of artificial intelligence?
Professor Simon, may I interrupt you, please? You conclude within 2-3 minutes because we may have some questions, and at 7 p.m. we have another speaker. Please conclude in 2-3 minutes so that we can have interaction.
and more useful computers. They are more powerful, they are more useful. AI is now new and improved in solve problem. They solve new problems. They handle information better, better handling of information, and they relieve information overload. AI can convert your information to knowledge. And I have some list of disadvantages here too, which are listed here. It takes the next slide. The disadvantages of AI is the increased cost. It's very costly to develop a machine or program. Difficulty with software development, slow and expensive. And another one, few experienced programmers are out there, and few practical products have reached the market yet for now. So now I move to the key points in artificial intelligence. Search. When we are talking of search, search is the fundamental. You know, if you want to get possible answer, search can either be blind or uninformed. The search bring out, or we don't see it. That means it's a blind search. Then there is informed search, which is when we guess what is ahead and use the information to decide what to look next. When you get right. So we may want to search for the first answer that satisfies our goal, or we may want to keep searching until we find the best answer. So after searching, there is something we call knowledge representation and reasoning. So knowledge, this one is the most important in concept of AI, representing knowledge and reasoning. I move to the next slide. So if we are going to act rationally in our environment, then we must have some way of describing the environment, that environment, and drawing inferences from the same representation. So how do we describe what we know about the world? How do we describe it concisely? How do we describe it so that we can get hold of the right piece of knowledge when we need it? How do we generate new pieces of knowledge? How do we deal with uncertain knowledge? So all this knowledge representation and reasoning are very, very key in artificial intelligence. Now, I move to the next slide. The triangle drawing I did here. We have knowledge, declarative, and procedural under knowledge. We have a declarative knowledge, and we have a procedural knowledge. Now, declarative knowledge deals with factoid questions, like what is the capital of India? What is the capital of Nigeria? etc. That is a declarative knowledge. Then we have procedural knowledge, which deal with how. How can this thing happen? Question of how. So procedural knowledge can be embedded in declarative knowledge to combine both together. So I move to the next important topic under artificial intelligence called planning. When we are talking of planning, that's the next slide. When you are given a set of goals, when you construct a sequence of actions that achieve those goals, then that is a good planning. Make a good planning, then appropriately, then it must be able to change its action in the light of experience. So a system must be able to change, like the one I explained under forest robot that we did the other time. So the system should be able to change its action in the light of experience of whatever factors that came on board. Then how do we now generate new facts from old facts? How do we generate new concepts? How do we learn to distinguish different situations in new environments? Then another have to interact with our environment. I've been in the next two slides now. In order to enable intelligent behavior, then we need a system to interact with our environments. Like if we have a proper and if a system will interact with woman, then that system must be able to understand human language, the language of that woman. It must be able to recognize the speech of the woman. It must be able to generate text, speech, and graphics. And if we want to modify the environment, then we need robotics, so that we can use that to modify environment. Now, with all we've been saying along, I move to the most important aspect of artificial intelligence, that is AI applications, which is the next slide. In which field can we apply AI, especially in education? How do we apply AI in education? Number one, in our education system, we need autonomous planning and scheduling. Autonomous planning and scheduling. We should be able to plan and schedule our activities in educational system. I can see some teachers, some lecturers, they find it difficult to write lesson plan or lesson notes. But if with the help of AI, we can automate the planning and the scheduling of our curriculum and our lesson plan. So another sample is when we are using rovers, all these rovers, we can use autonomous rovers. So another application of I move to the next slide. Another application of artificial intelligence is telescope scheduling. So when you are trying to schedule telescopic device, there are some way we can schedule telescopic device. So AI can be applicable in that place. If you want to analyze data analysis, I'm still under autonomous planning and scheduling. So if you want to analyze that, I'm in the next stage. You can see the picture. I'm in the next slide now. You want to do data analysis application. AI is very good, especially for research. So data analysis, AI is very good. Another way application where we apply AI is in medical field. Is in medical field. I'm in the next slide, medical field. There is something we call image-guided surgery. There is something we call image J in medical field. It helps you to bring out the 3D aspect of that image so that you can see it very well. Image J has been in use for long in medical field. For long. How? It helps the medical surgeon or the surgeons to be able to see the 3 dimension of that particular area that they need to perform surgery in. It's very, very an enhancement. You can analyze, you can give image like 3D image analysis of a particular problem that you are trying to work on medically. Then another application of AI is in transportation. Like if you want to control vehicle, I move to the next slide. You want to control your vehicle, like we have autonomous vehicle control. Yeah, we can control vehicle. So When you want to
Professor
control your
Simon,
vehicle with your
Professor Simon, may I please interrupt you? You please conclude now. We may have some questions because our next speaker
okay,
is waiting.
okay,
We are
I'm already
likely to
concluding.
have the next speaker. Please.
Okay, thank you very much, sir. I'm already concluding. So AI can be applied in vehicle control, pedestrian detection, toys as well. And finally, we can apply AI in bioinformatics. Bioinformatics, we can apply in text classification, document writing, video, image classification, music composition, picture, and natural language processing. So today we've been able to discuss about what artificial intelligence is, the right definition for it. And I told us that artificial intelligence, in terms of thought, is a system that can think like human, and in terms of behavior, a system that can act like human, and in terms of ration, a system that can behave like human, like that can ration like human, and at the same time, a system that can rationalize. So, and today we've discussed the application of different application of artificial intelligence. So, thank you very much for the audience. I really appreciate the time given. Thank you, and God bless us.
Thank you, Professor Simon. It was a wonderful talk, and you really, in a lucid manner, you explained the AI and how it can be applied in different fields. Now, ladies and gentlemen, the session is open. We may have a few questions to our, speaker. Please introduce yourself and be brief in questioning. If any participant want to ask our resource person, please feel free.
Good evening, sir. I am Mohammed
good evening,
Salim from Kerala. My question is, thank you for your wonderful presentation first. My question is that, does artificial intelligence replace the human brain? Do we be replacing artificial intelligence?
Okay, thank you very much. Actually, we are not, artificial intelligence is not replacing everything about human being completely. No, we are not replacing human being. We are only trying to reduce the stress for human being. So, like, artificial intelligence is any artificial intelligence that is made to replace human being completely, it is going out of context and out of the goal. The real goal of artificial intelligence is to reduce the stress for human being. There is no way human being will not still be required in any AI application. Human being will still be required, but it is to reduce stress for human being, not to replace human being in its entirety. So I think I answered that question, please.
Hello, sir. Thank you very much for your wonderful lecture. Sir, what is the difference between artificial intelligence and machine learning?
Can you come again, please?
Sir, what is difference between artificial intelligence and machine learning?
Okay, difference between artificial intelligence and machine learning.
Yes, sir.
Machine learning is just aspect of artificial intelligence. It's part of AI, because machine learning is part of the cognitive aspect of artificial intelligence. So you understand, you cannot engage artificial intelligence without understanding machine learning. So machine learning, because we are programming a system, a computer, and computer must engage machine learning. So machine learning is an aspect of artificial intelligence.
Thank you, sir.
Yes, sir. Any other questions?
I don't see any other participant is willing to have any question. So we assume that we are concluding the first speaker. I thank you, sir, on the behalf of the Cameroon and Government Degree College, Kulgaon. It was a privilege to listen to you, and you nicely explained the different pros and cons of the artificial intelligence. Thank you, sir, very much. Now, ladies and gentlemen, we have the next speaker. She is Dr. B. Sapurthi. Should be talking on AI tools for academic research. Ladies and gentlemen, Dr. Sapurthi is faculty in Department of Humanities and Social Sciences, NIT Warangal, Telangana, India. Dr. Sapurthi is an assistant professor of English at Department of Humanities and Social Sciences, National Institute of Technology, Warangal. She has a PhD in English language education from the English and Foreign Languages University, Hyderabad, and has several years of corporate training experience in improving operations through curriculum development and employee training, driving performances improvement and training logistics. It's really a great privilege to have you, ma'am, and I welcome you in this technical session, and I invite you for talk. Over to you, ma'am.
Thank you very much. Thank you for the brief introduction, and thank you for quickly introducing me to the participants. I see 120 of you here. Good evening, everyone. Could I please ask you all to type number 1 in the chat window if you are able to see me and hear me well while I try to share my presentation.
Yeah, it's audible, ma'am. It's audible. It's audible.
Great. Thank you very much. I'm going to share this
Yes, please do.
presentation with you. So please let me know if you're able to see the presentation as well.
Not yet, ma'am. Yes, it's fine now. Yes, it's coming.
Great. So great. So the initial talk, the first talk actually gave me a lot of mileage, I must say, because, you know, the difference between machine learning and artificial intelligence has been clearly, you know, explained, and then I can directly delve into the actual topic of this talk, which is artificial intelligence or AI tools for academic research. So before we get there are certain questions that I have in my mind. Before then, let's look at human intelligence. There are some riddles or some puzzles right there in front of your screen. If you know the responses, just type the number. For example, if you know the answer for number 2, just type number 2 and the answer in the chat window, please. We can do this for 2 minutes. I think the chat is enabled. Is chat enabled? No. Okay, you can probably unmute. I request the organizers to enable chat if it is possible. If not, you can unmute and please tell us if you know the answer. Just a clue. The second one is basically middle age. The answer for second one is middle age. So like that. Organizers, in the meantime, if you could please activate chat, because we're going to use a lot of introduction.
Okay, ma'am.
Thank you so much.
Sijo sir, please activate the chat.
All right. So anybody, if you know the answer, thank you. So if you are in the meantime, while the chat is being enabled, if you could please, if you know the answer, you can feel free to unmute and give us the answer, please. And it gets really difficult, especially in an online talk, when you don't have response from the other side. Anybody? Okay. Forget it. Brilliant. Okay. Roja, thank you. How about the others?
20 is Jack in the Box.
20 is Jack in the Box. Okay. Okay. How about the others?
16, top secret.
16 is top secret, is it? All right.
9 is forgive and forget. No, forget it.
Forget it. Okay, that's already there in the chat window. Great, fantastic.
Sorry.
No problem. Absolutely fine. Probably you didn't look at it. Okay, how about the others?
Uh, 16 is top secret.
Yeah, true. All right. See for yourself is 19. Okay. See for yourself. Blank. What is that? 14 is blank sheet. All right.
16 is top secret.
Right, correct. We got that. 16 is taken. We have others in 10 is small talk. Okay, great. 11 is crossbreed. Crossbreed, right? Crossbreed, correct. Okay. I'm sorry. You can either type in the chat window. 3 is next. Okay, we'll look at the answers. Don't worry.
4, editor-in-chief.
4 is editor-in-chief. Okay.
Hello,
1
ma'am. 12 is LED.
12 is LED, is it? Okay.
7 is 10 AC supply.
Okay.
8 is moral values.
8 is moral values. Okay. Nice. All right. So if you have, if you're given this in an exam, and then if you're supposed to, solve these puzzles in an exam, how long do you think it will take for you? And if there is negative marking, if this was a question paper, and if there was negative marking, how long do you think you would usually take to solve these 20 little puzzles? Just a ballpark number. There is negative marking, so there you cannot, make mistakes there. So probably, is 30 minutes enough? Or would you say 20, because there are 20 puzzles? Would 20 minutes be enough?
But how about what if we don't know any, some answer?
Good one. Okay. If you leave them empty, then you don't have any negative marks, right?
Okay.
So that way, if you know the answers, then how many can, if the target is to get 15 marks, then how long do you think we'd get?
30 minutes. Yeah. Sure, 30 minutes.
30 minutes. Okay. So I tried to put this on AI, and AI gave me these answers in about 6-7 seconds max. That is because I was not able to read or load that data perfectly. These are the answers. Most of you got it right. Some of the answers, like you gave a split decision, middle age, I gave you already. Editor-in-chief, forget it for that matter, small talk, top secret. You got most of them right. Now, there was one question after the end of the first talk where one of the participants asked, is AI going to replace us? Is AI smarter than us? Or what happens to human brains, or human beings for that matter, and their jobs? What would happen to their jobs if AI is going to take over? So I don't know. I'm not the right person to answer that question. If you ask me technological questions like how is neuro-linguistic programming or natural language processing going to change the face of the world, I probably will not have answers to that. But then the focus of today's talk is technology has never been away from education. Technology has been always a part of education, has been influencing education. Now, at every stage of industrial revolution, we are probably almost into IR5, Industrial Revolution 5 already. So at every stage, whenever there was a new technological invention, it came into education. And our education system adapted it. It never ran away from it. So how can we leverage or harness on the power of artificial intelligence, especially in the context of academic research? That's a topic that I would like to base this discussion on. I'd rather want to call this a discussion because we will interact throughout the session. It is 7:12. So at least for the next 40 minutes, we will be indulging in, thought process of thinking and interaction. And towards the end of the session, we'll also look at a couple of tools because we're calling it a session on AI tools that we can use for academic research. So very quickly, I'm going to play a video. I want you to go through the video, and post the video. There is a question. So please focus. There is no volume or audio in the video. There is, if you're not able to hear, then you're not missing anything. There's just music in the background. Okay.
The history of technology in education.
The student has now become a teacher.
How are you going to shape the classroom of tomorrow?
All right. So that was until late 2000. So which technological advancements have significantly impacted education since the year 2000? That's the question for you. You have seen how technological innovation, from starting from printing of paper to all the other tools that we are using today, have actually come into the education system. So what technological innovations or advancements have significantly impacted education since the year 2000? The video only has until 2000, and I totally love that video. And I use it in most of our faculty development programs because, it puts everything in a nutshell. Anybody? Probably the clue is we are discussing one of them. Internet, okay, fantastic. Okay, today, what is the most advanced or talked about technology? Zoom meetings, correct? Okay, talked about technology. Yeah, is anybody trying to speak? Internet, smart gadgets, right? Computers as well as mobile phones, right? Smartphones, correct. MS Teams, Google Meet, fantastic. I'm waiting for that buzzword. Communication technology, digital boards, okay. The entire workshop or FTP is on that. Thank you very much, Mr. Kurian. AI, right. Right now, the buzzword or the buzz term is artificial intelligence, AI, that has come into education, and it is, it is for us to adapt. Now, how do we? I mean, you must be thinking, why is somebody from humanities talking about artificial intelligence and education, right? I'm also talking in terms of pedagogy and in terms of how we can adapt AI in education. If you look at the examples, we'll talk about how to go about doing it in academic research. But then there's some examples are, you can use AI for translation. For example, if you go to Google and type, no, there is no language barrier any further. Writing, thanks to artificial intelligence and generative AI, our students are now, please type 5 in the chat window if any of your students have used Chat GPT or Bard for writing essays, and it made our lives as teachers difficult. My students did. So, with AI and with generative AI, students are resorting or going for easier means, right? Early childhood education, of course, has changed, especially if you have young children at home. How they learn things from these tools. They create these AI images so quickly and so easily. Talking from a perspective of a mother of a 6-year-old, teaching has changed, and tutoring and mentoring has also changed. I just want a little participation very quickly to ensure that we are all listening. How familiar are you with concept of generative AI? We're talking about generative AI in our classrooms, right? You can type V if you think you're very familiar, S if you think you're somewhat familiar, and if you're absolutely unfamiliar, please type U in the chat window. For 131 people in the session, it is quite silent. Your options are available. Oh, please do not disable. Okay, you can unmute for now. I request you not to disable chat, please. Admin, please enable chat again. Okay, it's open now. Okay, SU. Okay, unfamiliar. Okay, fair. Okay, familiar, unfamiliar. You can just type US. That'll suffice. Okay, somewhat familiar. Anybody at a V? I'm just trying to find one V at least. Okay. All right, no problem. That's fine. You ask me. If not for, probably if you have asked me this question a couple of months ago, I would have been at a U very, very comfortably, would be at a U. But then when I realized that, we're not fighting the race, we are not running in the race, we don't want to compete with AI, but the objective is to collaborate with AI. Now, that seems like an interesting one, right? I'm going to tell you how interesting it can get, how we can use AI as our personal assistant in life, especially when it comes to academic teaching, academic research, or for that matter, sharing feedback with your students, or creating PPTs for your classroom, or helping you with evaluation and assessment, right? AI can help us, and we can work with AI, and this collaboration is called human AI collaboration that I bring forward to you. Now, artificial intelligence has the potential, we all know that from the previous talk as well, that it can revolutionize academic research by augmenting human capabilities. If the data analysis can be like quick in a couple of seconds, it can uncover insights that probably we are not able to look at. Okay, so I wanted to know if you have used AI. Now, we asked you, when I asked you, you said you are somewhat familiar, but then which AI, if you have used AI, which AI tools have you used? I think chat is Chat GPT. Okay. Dr. Shaju Matthew says Chat GPT. Any other tools that you've used? Okay, most of you use Chat GPT. Okay. That's good. We started somewhere, and Chat GPT is absolutely useful, except for some places. So are you excited or concerned about using AI in daily life? Quillbot is also very important. I'm sorry, somebody probably one of you has unmuted. Could you please go on mute? Miss Rekha,
please, Rekha ji, please put off your mic.
All right. Thank you very much for that. Okay. So are you excited or concerned about using AI? Can you please type E if you're excited and C if you're concerned? Now, when you know it is excited, okay, brilliant, brilliant, great, fantastic. I see one concerned, okay. Tosif, we'll see by the end of the session or by the end of the entire FDP, I'm sure you concerned. Dr. Mohammed Yunus is also concerned, okay. Ritika is both concerned and excited. Okay, the same question was asked, and about 38% people in the US had said that they were more. This was in 2022, right? And this research was conducted by PEW Research Center in December, and more than 38%, just like us, so that they're more concerned than excited, whereas only 15% said they're more excited than concerned. And like our dear friend Ms. Ritika, 46 major chunk, majority of them said they're equally concerned and excited, right? Just like us. So ChatGPT was launched on November 30th, 2022, estimated 100 million monthly users in January 2023. We're talking in September 2023. There was news that ChatGPT may as well go bankrupt if it continues to provide its services for free. It's fastest growing consumer application in history, right? Now that you're using ChatGPT, I'm not too sure if you have used ChatGPT for research purposes. We'll look at how we can go ahead and do that. It is 7:25 right now, so by 7:45, we should be getting onto the tools that we can use in academic research purposes. But before then, we want to look at the research process as such. The research process always begins with identification of problem, like you all know, and then followed by how much of work is already done in this area. Did anybody solve this problem? Did anybody come close to the resolution or solution, or is there a gap, right? Evaluate the literature review so that you can identify the research gap. And the next step is basically creating a hypothesis, right? Hypothesis and null hypothesis. I'm sure all of you are well aware of it. And then you come up with a research design. The next process is, of course, you identify your sample or your population. Then you go about collecting data. Once you have the data with you, you do data analysis and report writing, right? This is the usual process, unless you're looking at the very technical aspects or technology related research. I'm talking in terms of social sciences and other educational research, right? This is the usual procedure. These are the steps involved. Now we want to see where all can we leverage on or harness on the power of artificial intelligence, right? However, I have these scenarios. I request all of you to take a screenshot of the next 3-4 slides, and by the time you complete this faculty development program, you should be able to find answers to these. I don't have answers to these questions, so I would request you and the organizers, if you could please find answers to these questions by the end of the FDP. It will be brilliant. If not, you always have AI to answer these questions, right? So in a world where hybrid AI, human AI writing is normal, how do we accurately measure and credit original thoughts? Is there any value for original thoughts at all? Is one question that I have. Second question, as language barriers disappear, how do we ensure subtleties and nuances of human language are not lost? This is in relation with the translation research or research that is translated from other languages. If you have taken the screenshot, the next one is identifying literature for manuscript. We're going to look at some lit review tools today. So if humans relinquish control but retain responsibility, what new checks and balances must be introduced to prevent errors when using AI? We're banking so much on AI, and we think AI is far more intelligent or superior to us. Therefore, we do not expect any mistakes in AI. So if there are any, how do we identify those errors and how do we prevent them in future? And the last scenario is, you might have heard of plagiarism. Now, I don't know who coined this term. It is definitely not me. AI-jurism. How should educational institutions adapt their plagiarism policies to account for the use of AI in academic research? Now, you might have known, you can actually quote ChatGPT in the APA format, and you just need to go to APA site to understand. I don't know if there is that is available in MLA as well. But then now you have the facility to quote ChatGPT. But then what else? How do we, prevent AIGism, and how can we facilitate the human AI collaboration, right? From the teacher's perspective, the new academic landscape that we have, with AI, we can the data can be collected. It is automated data collection. It can be quicker. The grading can be quicker. Creativity, AI can create content for you. For example, I was trying to, hang on, I'm going to show you. Are you able to see my entire screen? Please tell me if you're able to see my entire screen. I'm going to share the screen with you.
No, not yet.
Okay, just tell me if you're able to. You should be able to see it now.
Yes, coming.
Okay, so what I did, my daughter, tomorrow is World Peace Day. Okay, so while I was listening to the other talk just a while ago, I received an update on my daughter's tool that they use at school to send messages to parents and keep us busy. So they said tomorrow is World Peace Day, so they wanted my daughter to come with a story to school and tell them how world peace can be brought about. They wanted her to narrate a story. Now, where do I come up with the story? So I went to ChatGPT, I hope you're able to see, and said, your daughter has to narrate a story on world peace tomorrow. She is 6 years old. My daughter is 6 years old, so I said 6 years old. Write story that is simple with basic sentences in about 300 words. Okay, that's the story. Are you able to see this?
Yes.
Now I will say my daughter cannot narrate the story. She is too young. This is too big for her. I say reduce the word count to 100. It is the same story with the reduced word count. So creativity. People may say, artificial intelligence cannot help you with creativity. It will give you that. Automated feedback, of course, peer review. There are other things on the right side: instant literature review, personal TARA, teaching assistant and research assistant, personal tutor, contextualized citations, and prompt engineering. This is the new academic landscape that we are in, and then AI can facilitate all of that. Are you able to see my screen still?
Yes.
All right. So Sarah Alien Eaton, it's a very. I would want you also to take a screenshot of this and explore this more. This she's published in 2021. She's talking about how. She's talking about 6 tenets of post-plagiarism and writing in the age of artificial intelligence. Because research, we all do our research and we go ahead and want to publish it, right? There's a lot of emphasis on publishing research, right? So the 6 tenets that she's talking about are hybrid human AI writing will become normal. It's a fact. Tomorrow, if not today, tomorrow, if not tomorrow, the day after. Human creativity will be enhanced because of this collaboration, and language barriers will disappear. Humans can relinquish control, but not responsibility. Attribution remains important, and historical definitions of plagiarism no longer apply. Please take a screenshot. It's going to be very useful. Please explore these, because if you have the information is right above over here. If you can download the paper and please read it. It's a beautiful paper, but because of the paucity of time, and it is 7:32. So these are some research tools that you can use to increase your productivity and save a lot of time and energy. We're going to look at a few, definitely. So you can take a screenshot of this as well. And I'm going to share my PPT with the organizers anyway. So you can definitely get access to it. And the organizers usually share the recording as well. So these are set of tools that we use. But for the purpose of this session, given the paucity of time, it is 7:33 right now. So we'll explore academic research tools, the AI tools, which serve 3 main purposes. We looked at the academic process. In that academic process, we look at 3 steps where we can use AI tools. The first step is literature search for our literature review. You always say that, now that ChatGPT is so effective, why can't we use ChatGPT? I tried doing that. When I did that, ChatGPT gives you some, phrases, makes up, so it goes beyond its call of duty and makes them up and gives it to you. If you go back and look for that information on the internet or Google search, scholars, anywhere, you'll not find it, because ChatGPT believes in going beyond your expectations. So if it is not able to find something, it will make things up and give it to you. If you blindly go and copy paste it and send it somewhere without verification, you'll be in a catch-22 situation. All right, so please always verify. So where should I go? Where can we go to find information? So 2 + 1, 3 tools that I'm going to look at right now, take you through right now, are Elicit AI, Explain Paper, and Jumata. Okay, so Elicit AI recently got upgraded. Please let me know if you're able to see my internet. You should be able to see my web page. Somebody unmute and tell me if you're able to see it.
Yes.
All right, so Elicit AI is the first tool. Elicit AI, okay. All right, so it just got upgraded, the older version, according to me. If any of you have used it, the older version was a lot simpler. The newer version is very complicated, but still, don't worry. So you go to Elicit AI, and we want to find a research paper. Can somebody type in the chat window what you'd want to look for? Any specific topic? 131 people and no topic. Chat window is open. Please type in the chat window if you want to specifically look at the topic. I'll come back here. Or should I go ahead and type for myself the topic of my choice? Okay, fair. So something that I'm working on right now is Sustainable Development Goals. If you have typed something, no problem. I'll come back and pick that up. Okay. So I am going to type Sustainable Development Goals, and I want to look at papers or find papers that are on Sustainable Development Goals. See. Now you might ask me, how different is it from the holy place of all answers, which is Google, right? The thing is, you can actually select PDF version, or you can actually look for something that doesn't have a PDF version. You have an option there, and you can come here and directly ask questions. For example, I select this paper, okay, and I want to simply ask questions like, where was the research conducted? There is no answer. So where was the conference? That's an error. I don't think it's going to read that. See, are you able to see that? Rio de Janeiro. So you can simply go to Elicit and ask questions. You can select any paper of your choice. Did anybody give me a question? Quality education. Okay, transgender studies. Okay, let's try to find something on transgender studies. Okay, so I'm going here and typing transgender studies. Let's see if it is able to give us something here. I'm just thinking way too much. Okay, right. Are you able to see these papers? Same thing. You just need to go, for example, you select this, intervention. You can actually add your filters, like our shopping filters. So you can add filters. So number of participants, it will tell you. You just need to move to left to right. And then it will tell you, see, this is basically abstract summary, number of participants. So for this particular research, if you're able to see, there were 91 participants. And intervention, if there was any intervention, it will tell you if there was intervention research. And then you can click and go to the entire paper. Now, again, same thing. If you want to only select papers that actually, or research that has PDF version, select on PDF, click on the PDF thing, and then it'll give you the paper that you can download. I'm not downloading it. You can try it. And it is absolutely free. There is no, they will not ask you for a credit card. There's no cost involved, right? Please try that. The next tool that I'm going to show you is Explain Paper. Explain Paper is similar to Elicit, but Explain Paper is, I'd rather say, for people who actually have their data. You have papers with you. You have identified your, the research that is conducted already. Now you want to understand, there are certain sentences, there are certain things that you don't understand. You want to sum everything up together, and then you want somebody to explain it to you, right? Explain AI can help you. Okay, again, I'm going to internet. I hope, can somebody unmute and tell me if you're able to see it? I'm going to my Google page again.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, great. So we're going to explain AI. Sorry, explain paper. Okay, with explain paper, if you have a paper ready with you on your desktop or your computer, these are the papers that I have uploaded already in the past. So how do I upload? So I just need to go to explain paper. I create my username and password. Again, it's I wouldn't say it is completely free. If you wanted to do complicated tasks, like for example, you have 100 PDF files, and if you want AI to look through all the papers and summarize things for you, you just need to probably upgrade. But otherwise, basic search it can do. For example, you just need to go here, upload PDF. It takes PDF versions, by the way, if it is a free account. Browse. I want to since I'm working on SDGs right now, then I click on begin reading. It will start reading for me. Okay. The beauty about Explain AI paper is that you can select the text anywhere on the paper and it will explain it for you. For example, ensure inclusive, equitable, quality education and promote lifelong learning opportunities for all. Somebody typed quality education in the chat window, so therefore I probably should select this. Okay, so what I'm doing is I'm going to select, okay, give me 1 minute. Where are we? Okay, so I'm going to select this and let it help me understand. Then I'd say I've selected the text. You'd see the text in yellow here on the right side. I'll click on explain. So you can also set the level at which it should explain things to you. I selected undergrad, so therefore you see undergrad. You can up or lower the level. There are other tools that can actually help you explain, like I'm5 is another tool, but we don't have time. We're only focusing on research related tools. See, it's clearly explaining what it is. And then it is also giving you resources. So Explain AI is useful that way. All right. The other tool that I'm talking about is Humata. It's an adult tool. Usually I thought I'd only look at 2 tools, but then I'm totally impressed with how Humata can help us with research. Therefore, I thought we'd go the extra mile and look at Humata as well. Are you all with me? Okay.
Yes, please carry on, ma'am.
I'm sorry?
Yes, please carry on.
Okay, please let me know if you're going fast. I can slow down. And again, I'm going to share the PPT.
No, it's absolutely fine. It's absolutely fine.
Thank you. So Humata is another tool. Again, Humata used to be a lot simple. It got complicated. People just complicated this. So I'm going to use my login. I hope you are not able to. This is my email ID that I'm going to share with you towards the end of my talk anyway. But I hope you're not able to see my password. Okay. So please take my password. No, it says it doesn't want to take my password. Okay. Right, 1 minute. I finally took mine. Okay. So how will this help me? Same thing, Humata. Again, you upload your files and ask a question. I have already uploaded the file just to save time. I'm going to look at this one, employability skills, right? So you can ask a question here instead of highlighting. You can ask any questions, and Humata is very smart. It'll also tell you questions that you can ask. Examples. So for example, if I want to ask, where was the research conducted? Where was the research conducted? Sometimes, it happens that, you have a lot of theses in front of you and you don't know how to go about reading all of them. Upload it here and then it will find the answer. Are you able to see it's thinking? See, the research was conducted in Australia. The specific location where the research took place were not mentioned in the available resource. You can ask any question. For that matter, it is very useful. I would want to recommend this for my own students because, it happens when you're preparing for your Viva defense. It gets so difficult for you because you don't know what kind of questions will come through, and then you don't know where exactly is the answer to that. So I would always ask my research students to upload their own thesis because it's not saving it anywhere anyway. And then ask questions here so that you will be able to see where exactly it is. It'll tell you where on the PDF it's there. It will highlight the same thing in the PDF, on the PDF file. So that's UMATA for you. Let's move on. What's the time now? It is 7:44. Great. We have 15 minutes. Quillbot and Paperpal. Most of you know, and I'm not going to take a lot of time here. However, for the ones who do not know, I'm going to select some text here. Let's see if it is allowing me to highlight. No. So let me pick a PDF file from my desktop. I'm sure you're still able to see my desktop. Okay, and the entire screen, I mean. So I'm going to select this text, some random text. There is no specific purpose for which I'm using this particular text. Okay, and then I'm going to Quillbot. Now, you might say, ChatGPT will also do it. Why should I go to Quillbot? There's a specific purpose with which Quillbot functions. So we may use the same tool. For example, why should I not use the juicer, of my mixie for making chutney? You can, but then, the quality will be, the texture would be a lot different. So where were we? We were supposed to go to Quillbot, right? Okay. Paraphrasing tool. So if you want to use it effectively, go ahead and use it. So again, there is a word limit on this. You can cut, paste, and keep doing this if you have the time. But if you want to do it at one go, then you'll have to upgrade. The basic version doesn't, right? So this is how it will go ahead and paraphrase on the right side. It also has a thesaurus, so you can use it. Okay. So again, I can go ahead and ask it to rephrase. It'll rephrase it for me. Okay. So that is our Quillbot. Same thing. I'm given the paucity of time, I'd want you all to go to Paperpal and try that as well. Pretty self-explanatory. Again, for basic search, it is not going to cost you anything, but then it will ask you probably for a credit card at the beginning, just in case you want to go for an extended version. What is interesting? It's Slides AI. Okay. Now, most of us have a problem with creating slides. We are stuck with our basic PPT, or we use Canva. There is another website, just in case it's out of context for this session, but then try this, dear participants. Slides Carnival is a website where you get beautiful PPT. It's like Canva, but then customizable. I have used this for my session today. So you can go ahead, you can have PPT versions, you have Word, you have Canva files, you have basic Word. So you can go ahead and use it as beautiful. Okay, you can just see how it is. You can pick colors, change everything. It's ready made. So you have, you don't know how many slides should I have for my introduction, how many slides I should have for my topic description, how many slides should I have for context setting. It is there already. You just need to put your content. Okay. Now let's go back to the topic that we were at. Slides AI. Slides AI, if you don't want to do that much also, you want AI to make your slides for you. Now, there is a limit on this. It can give you up to 5 slides maybe. So you go to ChatGPT. Are you able to see my screen?
Yes, yes.
Okay. So I'm going to ask ChatGPT, give me 5 slides on AI. No, I didn't use it, but then AI in education. Okay, so let's see if it gives it, right? So it is giving you a title, everything done. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to be here and I'm going to go to internet again. So from Quillbot, I'm going to Google again. All right, then I'm going to go to my email. No, let's first go to Slides AI. I want you to look at all my mails. Nope. Is the internet slow? Okay, slidesai.com. Now, the reason I'm taking you to slides, my email, is because it will create slides from there. I'll tell you how. You need to go to Slides AI and you need to install. It's absolutely free. It's an extension that will get downloaded on your Google. Now, when you click on install, it will install. But then now that I have it installed already, it will show as installed. So if I click on this, it will uninstall and I will not be able to show you the slides. Therefore, you need to first go there and install. Once you go there, you can go to your slides, right? If you look at the 9 dots here on the top right corner of your screen, once you log into Google, you just need to go to slides because it will have an extension. Looks like there's a lag. Please let me know if you're able to, if you're not able to hear me, if there is a challenge. Okay. Extensions, right? When you click on extensions, you would see slidesai.io. This is the extension that I have created, right? So once I click on this, I'll click on generate slides. So it's saying it is setting up things. 9:50. I'm going to wrap it up in, this is the last one that I'm going to show you. So I'm going to wrap it up in another, I believe, 2-3 minutes. So I'm going to chat GPT again. So that if you have any questions, I can take those questions in the last 5 minutes. So I'm selecting the entire text here until here. And I'm going to copy it. And then I'm going to paste it here. Okay, I copied the slides from there. And then I'm going to chat GPT. Sorry. Slides AI, and I'm clicking on generate slides. So it'll actually generate all the slides. I want you to try it. I don't know if I have used it already today. It will not, because I also have a free version on my computer. But try doing it. Simple. Go to Slides AI. Yeah, it is asking me to upgrade it because I have used it already today, right? So 5. Okay. Let's see if I can generate 2 slides. No, it's still not letting me do that. History. It looks like you've made use of, yeah. So it can let you do 3 presentations per day. So because before the session, I wanted to time the session, therefore I try doing it. But then I recommend all of you try doing it. It is a beautiful tool. It will automatically add the text. It will give you add the pictures automatically and make our lives easier. And then from there you can build on it. Go for a trial version first if you like it. If you want to use it, if you use slides so much, you can go ahead and use it. There are other tools as well that you can absolutely use. Slides AI is one of them. But then I'm really sorry because I'm not able to show you this tool. And before I end the talk, I would like to tell you that, we are, I'm trying to answer the question that was asked in the towards the end of the previous talk. We are in a position where we do not have a say. We have to adapt to technology. AI is going to be everywhere in our classrooms. The students are going to use it. Now, as teachers and researchers, our job is to find ways and means in which we can use the technology. When computers came in, everybody said that, we don't need computers, but then we cannot run the show without computers. We cannot, when PPTs were there, we thought, chalk and board was the best method possible. Then all of us are using PPTs now. There's nothing to be scared of AI. AI is our personal teaching assistant. AI can be a personal research assistant. I think I have delivered a talk on how AI can be our personal teaching assistant, where we've looked at lesson planning and all in the past. So please do understand that AI has the potential to actually take our research and our classroom teaching and delivery to a next level, as long as we know how to use AI in our classrooms and our research. With that, I'd like to end the talk. It is 7:53, and If you have any questions, I'd be more than glad to respond and try and answer those questions.
Thank you, ma'am. It was really wonderful and mesmerizing, presentation. I must express, ma'am, I have not blinked my eye while watching your presentation.
Thank you, sir.
It was really a wonderful. Now, ladies and gentlemen, before we open the session for the question answer, I would first request the technical team, please open the chat box so that our one assistant would put the feedback link for this session. Now, ma'am, as a student of, social sciences, it just reminds me Karl Marx while listening your presentation. I would say that all that solid melts into air. And it also reminds me Harari's, 21 lessons for 21st century. He would say that there will be a 4 critical C's, in the domain of, where we are with the artificial intelligence now that has infiltrated in education also. He would talk about that the critical thinking, communication, collaboration, and creativity would be a defining, things with, in the world of the artificial intelligence. With these words now, I open the session. And as we did in the previous session, I request all of you to first introduce yourself and then ask question, please.
So just to add to what you just said, along with 4 C's, I'd recommend FLIPS and IMT. FLIPS is 4 C's, of course, like you just mentioned. FLIPS is flexibility, leadership, initiation, productivity, and social skills. And IMT is basically information regarding technology and managing information from various sources. So all 12 of them, it's all put together, it's 12. So yeah, please make sure at all levels AI can actually facilitate a lot of learning.
Great. Now the session is open. I also request you all, please fill the feedback link also. You may get in the chat box.
Fantastic, thank you.
Yeah, the session is open now. You may interact with our source person.
Great. I'm here for another 5 minutes. Please feel free to ask any questions.
Yeah, we may extend it by 8:50. No issue.
That's fine.
Ma'am, may I?
Yes, please.
Yes, my name is Rifat. Ma'am, this was really a great session, very interesting, first of all. Thank you so very much. But ma'am, since you said that AI is part of us now, but my concern is that doesn't it raise ethical concerns? And if it does, then how to address those concerns, or but we can say that can we do it? Can we address those concerns using AI? And if there is, a tool for that, which tool shall we use to do that? Thank you.
Thank you for that question. Yes, like I said, those 4 scenarios that I shared with you, absolutely, we are in a very difficult situation right now where we're not able to decide if it is ethical to use AI or not. It's not ethical to use AI. This was probably the dilemma that people in the 80s would have had when they started using PPTs. Should teacher already have the information, or should we look at the slides and then just read from the slides? All of us will keep having these dilemmas. Now, coming to the tools that we can use, AIGism, I don't know. If there is no tool, probably I would invest my time, energy, and money on creating one, or helping people who are working on these tools. That's probably one area that people should be exploring. Like I said, I think Turnitin soon is going to be, if not already done, is going to be AI enhanced, where it will find out. There are tools available which can find out or which can tell us if the text is generated by AI or if it is a human generated, because basically looking at patterns. AI is basically adaptive technology. So it looks at the type of mistakes you make, or human beings, how they write versus how technology or AI technology for that matter looks at. There are tools, but if you ask me if there are any ready-made right now, I will not be able to, but you have my email ID. Please write to me. I'd be glad to share the tools with you, the links with you. I'm sure there are a few, because my students, I have research scholars working with me, and I have my students, I also teach BTech students, and they're very tech savvy. So when they give me those texts, I just try to check them, and I tried 1 or 2 and they work pretty well. But then again, there's a paid tools, but then just to check small text, you can use those tools. So I will, please write to me. I'll be glad to share.
Sure. Thank you so very much for that.
Pleasure.
We'll keep in touch. Thank you.
Most definitely. Thank you for that question. Any other questions or comments? Should I take that silence for a no from 126 people? Thank you very much. I take this opportunity to thank the organizers for roping me in yet again. I probably think it is my 7th or 8th sessions with Cape Cameroon, and thank you very much for extending this invite again and giving me this opportunity to meet 125 new people in academia. Ours is a small community. It's ever-growing community, and it's a wonderful opportunity to meet you all. Ma'am, Rifat, Gurpreet Kaur has shared some tools in the chat window. Thank you very much, Ms. Kaur, for sharing those tools. There are plenty. It is an industry now. AI is an industry. So, there are plenty of tools. And there is a lot of research opportunity as well. Try 5 to 6 tools and then see how each of those tools work and how you can take them to the classroom, and bang on, you have a Nature paper there, an SCI paper or Scopus paper right there. And our samples are class. Yeah, yes, Miss Meera.
Ma'am, my concern is that while we are using the AI tool and as well as we are paraphrasing this, the particular things which we have taken from AI tool, when it comes to the common platform, it would be a similar one. While we are writing a research paper or something, it should similar to everyone. I mean that if I am copying something from a similar article, the same person, the other person can also be like that. Then they are using the same tool for paraphrasing. The same thing will be coming as a common one. And if it is published one, then that is only my concern. I'm not sure about that, even though I think you are the apt person to answer for that.
Okay, so let me tell you something. If I want all of you, if you have time, Ms. Meera, I want you to go to ChatGPT and try to paraphrase something. It will only, okay, the advantage that we have right now, I don't know how things are going to be in the future. The advantage that we have right now is that, AI can only work on what is loaded. The secret or the technique is in the way you ask the question, right? So if you're asking the tool to, generate or simply paraphrase, like we used Quillbot for paraphrasing, it will paraphrase only. Whereas ChatGPT is far more intelligent, Bard is even more intelligent. I wish I can share my screen. Organizers, is it okay if I can go back and share my screen for 1 bit?
No issue, ma'am, no issue.
Thank you. So we have not looked at Bard. I'm going to take you through Bard once, because Bard works at a different level. Bard is created by AI. Sorry, Google. It's a competitor, basically. I don't think it will work with my official ID, because it will not. Mine is an enterprise ID from NIT Warangal, so it will not work from your college IDs if it is an enterprise ID. Okay, Bard is very smart. Bard can talk in any language. You can talk to Bard, unlike this thing, and then you can explore, create content, and understand things. You don't have to use multiple tools, right? So you just need to tell Bard that you can copy paste text from a lesson plan that you have created, and then tell Bard that Bard, create a lesson plan or create a paragraph following the language in the lesson plan that I have, the above lesson plan, and it will use the same language. There will be no concern. It will use the same. It will make the same errors that you made deliberately. Now, if your concern is how do I stop this from happening? How do I stop my students from using Bard for this purpose? And how do I make sure that my students are writing and not using technology and Bard for generating text? We're not going to have any control over them, at least now. Probably we should focus our time and energy on how we can create our questions, how we can use AI technology and how we can actually make them do work themselves. For example, instead of asking them to write an essay, I'd probably ask them to give me a video recording of the response instead of asking them to. That's fine. So if you are going to Bard or ChatGPT to find the answer, that's fine. They just need to, say things, and if they are saying it, that means they are reading it. So therefore, it's going to be, facilitating and taking care of our concern. But eliminating AI from our classrooms and our lives ain't happening. It's everywhere. It's like Wi-Fi. You don't see it, but it's there. Any other questions? Thank you for that question, Ms. Meera.
Okay. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you so much.
Yes.
Shall we assume that there is no question around now? Okay. Now, before we formally end, I think the last word can be of again Harari. He would say that the must thing, for all of us would be, being a conscious citizen, being a teacher, being in academia, in research, in science, that we have to be, adapt to changes which would happen, around us, because AI would revolutionize everything. Maybe down the line, we may not need a doctor in hospital. We may not need a teacher in classroom. So therefore, the one good thing about Harari would be what he would suggest is that we have to prepare our younger generation to get quickly to get adopted to changes that are coming. Now, with these words, I would request my colleague. I also hope that all the participants have submitted their feedback, and I request my colleague, Dr. Shahzad Ashraf, the faculty in Government College Kulgam, to present vote of thanks.
Thank you, Dr. Muhammad Yunus. Very good evening, distinguished resource persons, the principal, and respected participants. It's indeed a pleasure and honor for me to propose vote of thanks on this very, very special occasion. On behalf of Government Degree College Kulgam and Cape Comorin Trust, I take this opportunity to extend my heartfelt thanks to our learned resource persons, Professor Simeon Peter, the Honorable Vice Chancellor, Grassroots Global University UK, Dr. B. Spurthi, Assistant Professor English, NIT Warangal. Thank you for enlightening us with your extremely crisp and very, very informative presentations. Thank you. We would like to thank our worthy principal, Professor Sayyid Izaz Hussain Rizvi, without whose support, guidance, and encouragement, perhaps this program could not have been organized. Sir, the kind of transformation that our college is witnessing under your active leadership was not known to me as personally before. We would also like to special thanks to Dr. Regine Sylvest RS, President, Cape Comorin Trust, for endorsing our proposal to collaborate with us regarding organization of this program. Such a humble and such an active person I have rarely come across in my life. Thank you very much. We would also like to thank the college IQAC, headed of course by Dr. Muhammad Yunus. And last but not least, very, very special thanks to all our respected participants who have joined us from different parts of the country. We hope that like these two sessions, the next few sessions will also prove to be very engaging, exciting, and absorbing. And we hope that through this program, we will be able to strengthen and refurbish our intellectual capital. With these words, I thank you all. Have a good night. Thank you.